People look at you strange saying you changed, like you worked that hard to stay the same. Like you're doing all this for a reason. And what happens most of the time, people change. People change around you because they start treating you different because of your success.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 19 of Boxes in the Basement. We almost at that 20 spot. We're almost at that dub. So I appreciate everyone taking on the role or wearing a hat or being in the seat of being an influencer and not just a socialite. I appreciate everyone in the past, but in this week specifically, that called me, reached out to me, FaceTime me, and just was expressing their gratitude or how I motivated or inspired them. So I appreciate it. Y'all know who y'all are. So the chitter chatter we don't really like to spend too much time with, but we're gonna get into the KD 13. So this, if anybody that knows me, I'm a fan of the KD shoe or the KD line. It just works for me. All the models work for me. The 12s have a stroller board, which is a full length like zoom technology. These have the zoom in it. I'm a fan of these over top of them, although all of the KDs work for me. If you look at KD's shoe, and with signature shoes specifically, they design it to the specifications of that athlete. So if you're a player that may not play like that person, but has the same build of them or the foot of them. So KD's is more narrow of a shoe. So more of a narrow type basketball shoe I'm a fan of. I'm a huge supporter of lockdown. These don't have a strap or anything except for the regular eyelets and the laces. But I do love the lockdown on these. Just, with his injury, I think they designed it. I'm not sure if they did that intentionally, but they designed it to where it gives the ankle or the Achilles support for him. These are a little bit higher. These are like mid-cut, I guess you could say, a little bit above. They're not high top shoes, but they do have a ton of specs on these that are phenomenal. The comfort in these are good. Let's get into the name. So butterflies and chains. That is just so symbolic or metaphorically speaking. It speaks to me in my life, and I just like it. Butterflies, you normally think of more of a different type of thought process comes to mind, but with these in particular, I like just the concept of it, just the butterflies and chains. It exemplifies what I believe in, what I stand for, my background a little bit. Some of the younger talent in the league that's been wearing these, just talent in the league, but younger players that have been wearing these, I'm a fan of. Durant is one of them. I don't know if he wears the Kyrie's, the Kobe's, Nike adapts BB, and we're going to get into that in the next couple of weeks. But these particular model, he's been wearing like heavy, different colorways and things of that nature. They have EYBLs. If you want to go on one of those secondary sites like StockX or GOAT and get one of the ones that release like an EYBL edition or something like that, you can get those colorways. But general releases, I'd like to play those, and then when they go on sale and things of that nature, you can cop up a little bit more. But to be frequent and not infrequent, I like to grab on a regular basis. So with that being said, hope y'all like this episode. I said once you get into the actual materials like the suede, it appears that it has this other golden imprint. I thought it was suede at the time or leather, but it's not. It gives a little bit protection for drags, so you don't tear up the front of your shoe. I do like the stitching that it gave, so it's all one material, but it appears that it was connected. So KD's, the dry fit materials they used to have on some of the previous models, it's just all one casing or one shell. But I do like how they separated this. It gives a little bit more give. Still the same material. Still the same pattern, but different material, if you can see. Right, I like that. So they just didn't separate. On some of the shoes, they separated and they have a different pattern or colorway at the top, but it's all the same pattern, but it's just different material. I do like that. It appears to be, this isn't leather, it appears to be like a synthetic type material, which is kind of cool too. But these are just basic lace downs, and I do like the whole idea of it. I did a little bit more extensive research and watched some videos and how it was designed, the make of it, the designer. So I like how they got the drop check. I'm a fan of the big swoosh, so I like the drop swoosh, how they have it. Some of them, the rubber material right here in the mid sole, it has the same color. So it'll have, just say if this is white, then it'll go to gold right here and then it'll stay white. Like some of the shoes have that, so you can see the full check, but you can see the indentation of it in there. Some of the other shoes don't have the same color here for the bottom of the swoosh. It's a different color, so it gives a different effect to it. But you can still see the whole jumbo swoosh, and it's different color from the midsole. So I do like that. These are the Air Zoom it has in here. I'm a big fan of Zoom. I mentioned earlier I'm not sure your preference, but if you go through some of the models and rather than just trying to buy a whole bunch of shoes and figure out which one you like or which one you don't, if Zoom works for you, then look at all shoes that have Zoom. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses and keep spending money frivolously, and you're losing money. When you invest money investing in shoes, which is a depreciating value, you put them on unless you're going to keep them on the shelf and, they collect dust. And you're going to put them to work, especially performance shoes. Make sure that you're going to get more bang for your buck, but you're going to get ones that work with your foot, your shoe, the style of play, things of that nature. So if you haven't picked these up, do so. As you can see, I had to, slip these bad boys on. How they look with different apparel. But yeah, I ain't going to take up too much more of y'all time. I appreciate y'all. Episode 19. Stay tuned for episode 20. We're going to have a couple more episodes in the next couple weeks, but as we start to get into the other details of the shoes and the soles and, the different patterns and things of that nature, you'll be able to see how it's like a continuum of they're making the shoe better than the original one. So appreciate it. Make sure y'all drop a comment if you want to have a little dialogue, or if you want to. Oh, this is a cool one. It has like the number 7 right there. I don't know if you can see that indentation, number 7. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I just noticed that. Yeah, drop a comment if you want to have a little bit of dialogue. DM me if you want to make it more private. Or if you have my number, call me, text me, continue to FaceTime me, and let me know how y'all like the reviews.